Good morning, adventurers, travelers, and friends. My name is Chris Capper. Today we're at Transwest Truck Trailer RV, and do I have a bad mamma jamma for my race car drivers, my adventurers, the people who just want to get off-road or even take their race cars on-road on the track. This is the coach for you. This is a 2025 Renegade Classic 2509 GS XM. It's a really unique coach. I think there's only one other out there, and this is a special make. So I just want to spend some time with you, show you what we've got, and give you the opportunity to make this yours. So first and foremost, this is going to have the Detroit Diesel 16 engine in that, which is 600 horsepower, 1,950 foot-pounds of torque, 30,000 pounds of tow capacity, guys, on the Freightliner Cascadia 126 chassis. This is a tandem axle chassis. Now, the really cool thing besides all this right here, because man, this is probably one of the most comfortable, coolest looking rides, most comfortable rides, and everything's focused in that cab for you. I'll show you that shortly. But what's really neat about this is that I have 3 slides, and I also have a garage bay. So not only can you tow a 30,000 pound stacker trailer, you can also put whether a race car in the back, a smaller one. You can put ATVs back there, motorcycles back there, golf cart back there, pretty much whatever you want. And I can sleep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 adults, 7 adults, or 6 adults with 2 kids, or mix and match that. So let's get around here and look at this. First and foremost, this is going to be on FRP, which is fiberglass reinforced plywood. This is built with 1.5 inch block foam insulation is going to be in there to give you just the best 4-season coach out there that you can get on that Renegade chassis coach. Inside here we have these massive doors. Now I've got some extra tile down here. I've got my slide locks, and in the front I'll show you where that goes, but I've got my table legs here as well. So you have a lot of area to have people sitting down, relaxing, drinking their drinks, eating their foods. And what's going to power the hot water and also the heat in here is going to be this AquaHot 450D. These are made right here in Colorado, and what this basically is a furnace. So I've got a diesel furnace in there. I've also got the electric, so that will work on both. So if it's not too cold, you can just run it on the electric. But what's really neat about this is going to get you that hot water really quickly. You can take as long of a hot water shower as you want if you've got city water connection, or you can take up to 108 gallons in that. Also forgot to mention, we have 120 gallon diesel fuel capacity. Now, while you're outside, maybe you're at the racetrack and you don't want your kids right there, or maybe they're just coming back here to get some food, you can go ahead and watch the races on your Samsung 4K ultra high definition television right here with the sound bar, so you're going to be able to see everything. Now, if you guys know, when you're at the racetrack, there's nothing like hearing those cars go by, right? So you're not going to quite get that, but you are going to be able to see that. Maybe you just want to see the games. So let's see my Tampa Bay Bucks win the Super Bowl this year. So anyway, with this right here, I have 2 USB-A, so I can go ahead and plug my phone cord into that and charge my phone. I can also Bluetooth whatever's on my phone directly into that if I want. This is going to be nice compression lock right here, so that's going to keep the wind, rain, dust, all that stuff out. Now, kind of unique, as I said, this is a unique coach. This coach right here, typically you'll see this inside, but I have my 108 gallon fresh water tank right here, but right above that I've got a heater, so this is going to be heated, and all these are going to be powder coated, so you get that nice coating right here. That's my SureFlow right there. Very easy to winterize these, easy to drain this. One thing that Renegade does is makes your water system really good. They use PEX plumbing, but one of the cool things that they do is when they're putting that in this subfloor, when they're running that PEX plumbing, they don't put the connector until they're above the floor, because connectors are the one point of easier point of failure. So they make it to where that's going to be in that heated environment as long as that interior coach is heated. If you did have an issue, it's a lot easier to take care of. Before we get too far back, I want to point out these Girard awnings right here. So these have that nice wind feature, so if you get hit with a strong piece of wind, it's not going to fail as quick as some of the other brands out there. And it's got that dual level loop, so it comes down, gives you that nice awning experience that you're looking for in a high-end motorhome. Now, these are going to be Michelins all the way around, and this is a tandem axle. So got the twin screws back here with those Alcoa aluminum wheels, 295 ADR 22 and a half. And then we've got some bigger ones on the front. So coming back here, I've got a few ways of getting into this. So I can come up here. Now I've got this in the flat garage mode, so I could bend that up. But you can also come right back here. Now to control this, I have a 4,000-pound elevator. This reminds me of being back on a Navy aircraft carrier. We'd load those jets or those helicopters up there, whatever piece of equipment we needed on the flight deck. We'd load it on there, and that would just, whoo, Top Gun style. You've all seen it. That's what this does. So what I do is I plug my remote into here, and for time purposes, I'm not going to worry about it, but I've got my up and down and my open and close. So we'll teach you how to do all that, but I've got this set up right now to where if you were to put your ATVs or your motorcycles up here, once they get up, you can then lift this up. This will come even with this, and then you can bring your ATV, your motorcycles, your little car in there. You could take care of all that. Now, of course, you're going to have already disconnected that that stackable trailer if you're pulling that, or maybe you're just bringing a big ski boat to a ski ramp. So I have a friend who bought something not quite this cool, but he brought another one, and he takes his boat with him, and that's a heavy boat. So, but 30,000-pound tow capacity. Let's look at this right here. I've got all the connections that you need. Is pre-wired for the air. I've got my Voyager camera right here. This is going to have that Gen Y hitch. I've got the 2-inch ball and the 2 5/16" ball. You can raise and lower this with this. Super easy. All my connections over here. And that's how that works. Now, once I'm up here and that's raised up, you're going to notice I've got this L-track system in here. So when your bike or whatever is in there, you can go ahead and tag that in where you need it to be. And they do make for these L-tracks. I've seen they have the ones that fit for the motorcycles or in whatever. Got my airlines, everything back there. Heavy duty. I'm standing on 4,000-pound capacity on this lift. This lifts up, comes up, lock. Once we put that ramp part down, that locks in. I've got a screw attachment right here, and then this goes all the way up. Once it's against this, then we raise it up vertically. You'll notice on the side right here, let me get around this big heavy duty hydraulic, everything's easy. So you level it to close right here. This is where you open it up, and when you put it in transport, you want to make sure that this arrow right here is even with whatever you're doing. So very simple, very easy to utilize. We've got the air pass-throughs there. I've got one here and one up there. So what that's going to do is that's going to create a crosswind. So if I'm bringing the air in up there and letting it out there, that's going to just, if you have any of that, those fuel smells or anything in here, it's going to just pass that right on out. And that door right there shuts, it locks, deadbolts. It's a strong door, so to keep any smells or anything out here. Out. All right. Don't want to forget, I do have a high-def camera up there, and then this entire garage also has that air conditioner as well. So here I'm going to have my 50 amp cable power short cord on a power reel, and then I also have my automatic transfer switch that has the surge guard built into it. Now this is really nice to see. I've got my Cummins Onan quiet diesel 12,500 watts. So, and I've got my emergency shut off for my propane right here, so that we do have propane on this. 38 gallons of propane. You'll notice that I have the side marker lights as well, so somebody on your side will see when you're indicating turn. And then here's my wet bay. Everything's very easy. I got my black tank wash, gray and black dumps right here, spray-away valves. I can turn on my flow jet hose reel. So I have 25-foot power water reel right there, and then a little place to store my sewer tank. And then my aqua hot comes out over here, as does my engine. As far as exhaust, whole house water filter. Now my flow jet is right here, and what's really neat about that is that basically is a blender. It's going to grind up all your solid waste, and you can go uphill with this. You can attach a hose to it. You can go, I think it's 150 feet ish away from your coach. So if you're at your kids or your grandkids' house, or you're at the racetrack and you're just not quite close enough to be able to dump that, you can go uphill with a hose for that. 75-gallon gray, 75-gallon sewer. So everything is done really nicely. And here is, man, this is awesome. So I have 3 270 Dragonfly lithium-ion batteries right here, and these are the Game Changer 3.0 system. That's a 810 amp hours of batteries. I've got 2 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverters. One of them hooked up right to that mid air conditioner. Inside I've got 3 15K BTU air conditioners. So we're going to be able to keep this nice and cool during the summer, and with it aqua hot warm during the winter. Now, on top of having this much electricity stored for you, I have solar on the top, and I don't just have a little bit of solar, guys. I have a lot of solar. I have 6 200-watt solar panels. So probably not getting a whole bunch of solar today on this cloudy day, but that is 1,200 watts in total. So between 810 amp hour batteries, 1,200 watts of solar up there, 2 3,000 watt inverters, plus a 12,500 watt in diesel generator over there, you're going to be able to take this out for a long time, guys. So this is my cranking batteries right here. It's going to start that big Mamma Jamma engine up. And then I also have my air right here, so I can hook up my air hose. And if I need to top off some tire pressure or whatever you're bringing, you can do that too. Fuel axis here. Now, what's really neat, they got the Sears seating in this. So these turn around, so that we'll bring both of these chairs inside. They are both air. So, and then I have lumbar controls right here as well. These are really nice. They've got the Renegade logo embroidered in the top of it, and everything's easy to grab. I've got a grab handle here, a grab handle here, and this is a good spot. You can see your tilt and telescoping wheel right there, so it's very easy to access. And I've got these little lights down here, the floor lights, so you can see that nice amber color at night without blinding you. Chassis cutoff right here, so once I get to the track, I probably don't need to utilize much in here. I can just cut that off right there to save batteries. And then right under the door right here, I've got this nice little light, just giving me a little bit extra light for stepping up in here. Now this is solid, guys. This is, if there's some rain, if there's some snow, maybe even a little bit of ice, this comes up, this really grips your feet, makes it a lot less slippy. And then I also have my diagnostics, or my heating valve right there, so I can hit my block heater into that. All right, so I've already disconnected these. I don't want to forget, these are the 3 1580 our 22.5-inch Alcoa rims, Michelin tires right here. Got my side view monitors right there. Inside, everything is super easy to access. Now, another thing on the Cascadia, not only do I have my 2 mirrors on each side, but I also have these mirrors right here, and I have this really aggressive, sporty looking intake right there. When I open this up, everything is very easy to accommodate. So I can get all my fluids, my dipsticks, access whatever I want. So if you're that racetrack driver or the mechanic, you probably know how to take care of a lot of your own stuff. However, we have the highest rated Freightliner service center. We're elite level right here. So our award-winning service techs can get in there and do whatever you need to get done with that. But everything you can see is very easy to access from this point. We're going to come around. Same situation here. It's easy to access everything that you need. And you can see with batteries, when you want to, if you got to give yourself a jump start, this is where you do it. Now, if you're windshield wiper, if you're working in a high wind environment, you don't want this heavy thing slamming shut on you. So there is a little safety piece right here. Just pop that up and that'll allow this to go ahead and soft close. So we can do that. For the passenger, same exact comfort conveniences. You can see, got the Atlas 2 seats right here. All the controls are going to be similar. And then we still have that nice amber light. Everything that you need to get in and out is very easy to grab right here. And then on this side right here, if you'll notice, kind of see that through the window, that mirror is showing you straight down here. So when you're pulling up to that curb or whatever it is, you can see tight view right there, which is really nice. Keyless entry system right here, so you can program your code to get in and leave your keys in there. Now you notice in this, I've already got the ladder down, but in this I have that solid surface even here. So that way this matches everything that we've got inside and it's nice and lit. If you're looking over here, I've got my battery disconnect, entry step override. So if I'm actually at the park, I can go ahead and engage that so I don't have to wait for those steps to go in and out each time. And then I have my e-start. So if I need to boost from the chassis to the house, I push that and they're linked, so that way we're set up. All right, now when I'm coming in here, you'll notice I can hang up my coach right there, and then I'll let you get a shot of me kind of walking down so you can see how simple it is to walk around this. So I can walk all the way back here super easily, in and out with the slides in the closed position. So I can also sleep 2, 4, 5 or 6, probably someone there 7 if they're smaller on that. So let me get over to the slides and let's go ahead and get these out. It's my kitchen slide. Helps to keep your finger pushed on the button. Now the Renegade Classic is kind of the original Super C that they came out with, and these are so customizable. If this particular floor plan isn't the right one for you, just give me a call and I'll set you up a custom build just for you. Very smooth, deep slide right there. It's still going, baby. Still going. And there we go. And then I'm just gonna put that bunk slide out. You can see that going out there. Now while that's going out, if you take a look at these cabinets, everything on this is full hardwood maple. The cabinets, the fascia, all of that. I'm gonna grab a couple things up here real quick and then work my way back with you. We're gonna go into that garage and show you some of the amenities back here, but I'm gonna get a sip of water. I got another airport right here. I can also connect, so everything that you saw me doing on that Firefly system, I can do that with my phone. I can just link directly into that. So back here again, I have not just the one fire extinguisher up front, I also have one back here. I got some extra plugs here. This is my venting area I told you about. Now with these, I can hang stuff up here. And then this right here, what you want to do is you want to push this in because these lock. So that way, it's not all banging around, opening up and all that right there. So pretty cool system. I've got my other Girard awning right there. So I can just turn that light on or off right there as well. Now, if I pop that up, I can go in and out here if this is down. And then on this side, kind of the same setup. Now, these shelves are adjustable, and you can just see like how good these are. These are not coming up. So you'd have to disconnect it there, move it down or move it up. So you just gotta know that that's not gonna just fly around if you don't have any weight on it. Now I do have a nice little light strips up here. I have another Max Air fan here. Got some more up front. A Coleman Mach with thermostat control right here. That's going to not be hooked up to the ducted air conditioner. So this is just for this garage space right here. Going to have all that good block foam insulation in here. And then I also have this really cool part right here. So I have a roof access port so I can get up there. They called it an emergency escape, but you know, if you get up there, you can get up there to check your roof, solar, whatever you need to do. Watch the fireworks, and then that just kind of like locks in place right there. So this right here is going to be where I open that up, and so I can open it either way. So here I can open this forward, scoop some air in, and have it coming out there. And then we mentioned earlier the L-track is right here, so I can go ahead and link whatever I need to, tie it down, and make that very easy. And then nice sturdy door right here. It has locking. This is padded right here, and gives you some more insulation to deaden any sound, and a nice little seal right here to keep any smells or sounds outside. So let's come on inside and look at this area. So I've got two bunks right here, and again I've got each one of these bunks. I do have lighting controls right here, accent lights if I want to turn that on or off. I can also dim that or make it brighter. Day shades, night shades, MCD. These are going to match these nice maple pieces throughout. And on both of these, not only do I have 110, but I have a USB-A and a USB-C. So you can see right in the middle right there. And then I can also turn those panel lights if I'm a light sleeper and don't want those lights in. Down here, the same setup, a little ladder over here. This is that extra table that I'll show you where that goes. And then I also have these nice drawers right here. And again, this is all going to be that nice hardwood drawer with that dovetail right here. Soft close in all of them. I've got 4 identical drawers right here. And then throughout the coach, you're going to see where I can access different screens. So very easy to access what I need to for lights, fans, whatnot. Now let's check this bathroom out. I believe this is a 30 by 36 inch. So teak stool right here that comes up or down. So that way if you want to sit down, you can. I've got this nice solid surface piece with a nice accent molding in here. Little place, sorry, I'm getting in your way. Little place to store what you need to store, so you can hook your scrunchies or whatever right there, shampoo, whatever, glass door. And then this right here is adjustable, so I can put that shower head higher or lower. One thing I forgot to mention, this is a 90-inch interior space throughout this coach. So lockable sliding glass door, macerator, porcelain toilets right here. Again, more of these nice MCD shades. And then again, more maple, adjustable shelving right here, hardwood, maple all throughout. They're not using like some vinyl wrapped MDF right here like some other brands do. This is full wood, and just the fit and finish on this coach is just amazing. So this one, two, three areas, and these two right here will adjust. A nice little undermount sink that's just built right in. And then here, more storage here, more storage here, place for my toilet paper. When you see these little pieces down here, what that is, that's where that aqua hot's giving you that heated area. So this is going to be throughout the coach. Really nice to have. Now up here, look how tall these 90-inch ceilings are. Pretty amazing. These are fully ducted, and so you can aim them where you want. You can also shut them off to close off 95% of the airflow out of that. This is pre-wired for a washer and dryer, and you got more space up here. But if you want this either in the shelf configuration, or you can have it in a closet configuration. And then down here I've got a dishwasher and a drawer, so that way you don't have to worry about doing all your dishes. So here I've got my electrical system down there. It's easy to access. And then let me switch places with you, brother. And then right here I've got some nice full slide out drawers right here. Good wood. Look at the quality of that wood. Just when Renegade does something, they do it in style. Even their entry level C, which is like the Veracruz, is still using this high quality maple. And then here is where my Starlink upgrade is. So I've got a Starlink on this, which is pretty cool. And so that way you're always going to have access to internet. And then we have a nice privacy door right here for you. And let me shut this and then shut this so you can get, that is solid. I don't know if you heard that, but that is a solid door, and it really just made it a lot quieter in here. Now coming up here, you're going to notice on the ceiling that this right here is covering. I've got one here and one right in the very front of the coach that is going to have my 15,000 BTU Coleman Mach air conditioners right on the other side of that. So really nice. And then the ducted AC is going to be on each side of that, so that way you're not cooling too much on the top of those slides. So let us start with the kitchen here. And more nice storage here with adjustable shelves, maple, and then all this right here. Their owner's manuals are really cool because they just really go into detail everything that's in here. For the aqua, get a little USB drive to give you all the information that you need on that, and just everything is just easy to access, very well labeled. Something that Renegade does a really good job on. And then I also have everything on that Freightliner Cascadia. So nice little window right here, so if you're cooking or something, you can see the kids out there. This is going to come down, flow, and spray valves. And then this is not light, these are nice and heavy. And then this is just a big bowl stainless steel sink right here. .5 cubic foot of cooking space in there. So this is a convection microwave, and it's got everything that you need, and it's got a cooking guide label. So this right here is going to go through the menu system, and so whatever you're doing, you can figure out. You want to do some drumsticks? Yeah, baby. SF7 is your code for that, and then you can access that through here. This does have a travel latch, so you just do that, so you don't have to worry about that coming open while you're driving. Now you might wonder what that propane was doing. Propane is going to be giving you your propane cooktop right here. So not only do I have a Furrion cooktop here, I also have the ability to cook down here. And this is not a typical like travel trailer oven right here. This is gives you a lot more space. So seriously, you could cook a big old chicken in here, small turkey, whatever it is, but you do get that space here. This goes down to right down here. Now when you're cooking in here, I always recommend getting a like a ceramic piece that goes on this. And what that's going to do is going to just, you let that get to temperature for about 10 minutes. It's got that ceramic piece is going to go ahead and absorb that, and it's going to just distribute that heat a little bit better. And then we got these cool lights too, so I can turn on my oven light, see what's cooking. And then here, deep old drawer for all my cookware. So I can put my pots, my pans, all that stuff in here. Again, it's going to be on the stainless steel ball bearing slide out tray right here. That's going to be soft close if you push it hard enough. And then I have all these drawers here as well. That's my whole house water filter that goes outside. It's right here. You'll notice in your instruction manual, it'll talk about how to lubricate your slides. That's that. And then here I have a dual setup. So I can put my silverware right there, and I can have some more down here. So pretty cool setup. Little sponge drawer right here. Adjustable shelving in here. And then we also have some more space here. You might wonder what that is. That is a subwoofer, guys, because if you're watching TV, don't you want to hear that vroom? So that's what that's all about. And then you'll notice right down here, little heat port right here. Got a heat port there. So we've got these all throughout the entirety of the coach to keep you nice and warm. Before I get to the other side, let's talk about my Firefly system. So everything is really easy to access. This is my home screen right here. I can see my fresh, my gray, my black LP tanks, turn my water pump on. I can turn my tank heaters on right there. I can see my house batteries. I can start my generator here if I want. And that is not accurate on that. Here I can turn on my aqua hot burner, electric, and also the preheat. So it's going to have, this has that engine preheat module on there as well. And that's what that's for. All my lighting right here. So I've got my interior master, exterior master, and my scene master. So front lighting is here, rear is here, exterior is this, and then my RGB setup. So I can actually have this going on a party mode, and it's going to go ahead and set my slide out lights, and my ground accent lights are going to be going whatever color that I want them to be. So maybe I just want them to be blue, and then I can just set them in that blue. If I apply all, that'll do that there. Here's going to be my gen start set. So you can see where my power source is right now, which I don't have an interior power source. Do have probably a little bit coming from that solar. I can set my auto gen start right there. And then down here, one second here, I can see my Victron. So I can see where energy's coming through. It's going to be my thermostat control, so front, rear, and garage. I can turn on my heat pumps, aqua hot, all that stuff right here. I can do the front bay climate right there. I also have heated flooring, not in the garage, but everything forward of the garage to the cab right there is going to be heated. And then I can access my vent fans there. Aqua hot electric and aqua hot burner, I can turn those on here as well. Slide out controls, you saw me access those earlier. I can do my leveling right here, and also I can set my awnings up as well. So, and then for your control system, this is where your settings are, so you can mess with that. And then you can also set your, from here you can set your passcode. So that way when you download that app that you're going to download for the Firefly system, you can just scan it here. You can scan the countertop right there, and then go ahead and put your passcode in. It's going to link to that, and you're good to go. All right, so let's look at this. I'm going to open up all the storage here, so you can just see these kind of lock in place, which is nice. So you have a ton of storage inside the garage, inside the bunk area, in the living room area. Lots of space to hang up stuff, whatever you need to do. Huge, beautiful windows right here. So the biggest, the best, the most beautiful windows you've ever seen. So, and I can put these little day shades down. Now, all of these windows on the outside of the wall are jalousie style. So you can have those opened up. And so on a rainy day like today, you can still have those open, let some fresh air in without having to worry about getting too much water in here. Now, on the side windows, these are going to open up straight and down. Obviously, you wouldn't want to have jalousie style windows on the slide. Forget to close those, bring the slide in, and now you have to replace 2 windows, right? So that's why these are like this. Little cup holders here, and on each side of this nice dinette, I have 2 110 outlets right here. I can plug in my USB-C or USB-A. I've got 2 seat belts right here. I can also sit just like this, lean back, watch TV on that big TV with that big sound bar, and then with that subwoofer right there. Now, for sleeping, if I don't have enough sleeping area, this goes down. There's this little latch right down here that will go down, and then underneath here I have, so these are locking, so I push that down, this opens up. So if I know I don't need anyone sleeping there, I can take these out, and then I have more storage. But what this does is I have one on each side. This goes on top, so when that's in the down position, you can sleep across there. All right, so we talked about that table. That table, we would set that up right here. So I got those 2 poles that are in that outdoor compartment right there. Put those in there. That's a heavy table. It's going to sit right there. So that way you can also have everybody sitting here, eating and drinking and having fun. So I'm gonna grab this. And then right across from me here is that air conditioner. So, I'm sorry, TV. There is an air conditioner there too. And so this big Samsung ultra high def 4K TV can tilt whichever way. So let's say that maybe you're back there, you can actually, and somebody up here wants to see it, they can just turn it like that and then watch there. So let's talk about this. And this has an articulating arm that locks in just like that. So up here, it's easy to get up there. This is 60 by 95 inches. So that is as wide as a queen bed and longer than any king that you've probably ever seen. And I've got this nice sturdy ladder that goes up there, and then you can just stow that up there. And you'll notice, like, if you look right here, you'll see these dual on each step. We got those 2 screws going right in there, give you a lot of strength, but you can stow that up there. And then this piece right here actually can come off to make it easier to get in and out if you want. So there we go. Privacy shades right here. And again, if you look over there, I've got a little shelf system next to the window. And then I also have one of those controls here as well. So I can go ahead and access the lighting that I need to. And then there is, a lot of times for these Cabover bunk areas, there's no cooling inside, but there is a cooling vent in there. So if you don't, if you're a little cool up there, you can go ahead and shut that. But if you aren't, then open that up. You can also focus these here, and that will get a little bit through that as well. So you're gonna have all the cooling that you're gonna need up there. All right, so let's step in here, get to the really cool fun part. So what's happening right now is my awnings are both going in. They're like, wait, what are you doing here? So let's check out this chassis right here. This Cascadia system is really nice. Everything here is designed to be cockpit forward. So I can see everything that I need to right here. It's got really good graphics right here. Everything on this screen I can control on this pad right here. Everything on this screen I can control on this pad right here. So I've got my regen right there. I don't need that. Let's go to my home screen. If I want to customize my gauges, I can go ahead and move them around. I've got gauges here. I can add whichever gauges I want to see on gauges 2 and 3 right there. But the most important ones, engine oil pressure, turbo boost, coolant, engine oil, it's all going to be right there. And I can go ahead and set my favorites as well. Coming here, my cab, it's my regen, and then I can also change my settings. So my driving distance right here, side guard assist, turn that on. Trailer monitoring, if I'm towing a trailer, I can monitor that as well. And then here, E-Coast, I've got that. I can turn that on and off. One second here. System settings, I can just change all of that as well. And then let's go back here for my chassis. It's going to show me my TPMS on all of my tires right there. So very easy. 10 tires. Ain't that nice? I can see the temperature of the tires, so no, I'm not overheating. I can see the battery levels of all my TPMS sensors, and I can go ahead and change those when I want to. And that's got a pin setting so your kids don't get in here and start messing around. So once you get this coach filled up, take it to a weigh station, weigh it, and then we can give you what your TPMS should be showing you on that. I can see my axles, my maintenance system right here. It's going to show me when, and then all my diagnostics right here, and then active driver alerts here. So lighting, I can change my lighting system right here, on and off. Interior lighting, I can adjust this as well. So if I want the little amber up there, I can have that on or off. I can turn the lighting up there on. And then let's get back one here. I've got full navigation. I'm sure you know what that looks like. I can connect my phones, connect to my HD radio right here, Bluetooth into this, and smartphone connection right there. So pretty good system. Everything is very easy to access, is right where you want to see it. I can also adjust it here, so I can get right to where I want to see by just pressing some of these different buttons right here. So you don't have to worry about cycling through this. Again, I can cycle through this with the little pad right here, touch sensitive pad. Once my phone's connected, I can go ahead and tell it to, hey phone, call my wife. It's going to give her a call. I can adjust the volume right here. Another cool thing is you don't have to worry about, hanging up on your phone. You can just hang up right here. It's pretty nice. And then down here, I can also access some of those pieces here. Turn my footwell lighting on right there, utility light. Now, if I want to do a light test, which you should do before you go out, you can just push that right there, and it's going to go ahead and cycle all your lights. So if you're outside, you can go ahead and make sure that all your lights are active. And then my automatic traction control, I can deactivate that. I think it only deactivates for about 15 minutes. And then lane departure warning. So I really have everything that I need to right here. If I have a engine problem, but I'm not in a good place to pull over, I can override that, and that gives me where I can ride that to a safer exit. I can lock my axles and do my diff lock here. So if I'm in some sandy or icy areas, that's very helpful for that. I can dump my suspension right there. Trailer and truck camera, so if I want to just see what's in the trailer, I can do that, or in the truck and see what's up there. So here I got my trailer brake, trailer air supply, and then again on that Freightliner chassis, I have the engine brake right there, so a 3-stage engine brake. I can also do manual or automatic. So if I'm going down that 6% grade coming into Golden, when you're going west on I-70, I might have that engine brake on full and make my manual to where I'm not getting past 4th gear. So if you want to kind of look up right here, I've also got that all my cameras, so it gives me everything that I need to see on that. It's kind of cycling through everything right now for me. so you can get a good idea of where you want to be. With the safety assurance package that this has on it, this will have, turn this off so it's not too loud. This will have that collision mitigation system, as you can see, lane departure warning and stuff like that. Just want to make sure I've covered everything. We're on a 2025 Renegade Classic 2509 GS XM. It's on that Detroit Diesel 16. We also, I forgot to mention, the transmission on this is a DT12. So it's a 12-speed automatic, which is going to maximize your torque. So that 1,950 foot-pounds of torque with 30,000 pound tow capability is just amazing. 44 feet, 10.5 inch, 8.5 feet wide, 13 feet 6 inches high. We are 90 inches interior on this. And I think I mentioned everything else on here. We got the star. This also, okay, it says a Wi-Fi Ranger. So in addition to the Starlink, you have the Wi-Fi Ranger, which will give you cellular Wi-Fi hotspot. You also have built into this is the SureCall Fusion 2Go 3.0, which is a cell signal booster. So this right here is going to be the coach to get you and your family to the racetrack, to the mountains, to the lake, to take that boat out, going whatever you need to do. This is going to be get you there in style. Again, my name is Chris Capper. We're at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. Please give me a call. I can either help you with this one or I can help build you a classic just for you. My number is 813-333-2988. Thank you so much. Happy camping.